Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. And right over here, the Nacho Princess herself, the Taco Princess, whatever you want to call her. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Just don't call me Nacho Libre.
I've
I
met
am
him.
doing I am doing great today, man. It is an early Monday recording for us. As you can see, I'm getting ready for the gym. I need some inspiration to get there for a leg day, let me tell you.
I'm I'm
Um
I'm gonna be
got
going
my
to the gym after this too.
Mishikakawa today too. Been a hot minute since I had my drink on here.
I just
Got
got
yours
my
out now?
I just
I
got
don't
my
know.
regular blender bottle today.
How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing acid fun. I'll be heading to the gym after this too. So we're
Yeah.
both getting our workouts in today. I gotta go pay for my membership again today because it runs out every month, right? So, but yeah, I'm doing good. Watched some great wrestling yesterday and slash this morning. Finished the last
Mhm.
couple of matches. Um, really fun to get back into Stardom in a sense of getting back to kind of their normal in a sense, like just like
Mhm.
seeing their tour and like they're doing the Golden Week tour right now, which
Mhm.
only two of the shows are being broadcast from this Golden Week tour. As far as I can tell, they're the only ones that are available on the pay per view. So
Mhm.
the only one's going to be going to Stardom World, and that's the show we're going to talk today. And the show we're going to talk on Friday, it'll be the other one, which will have a bunch of title matches on it. So
Wee.
this is a very much a setup show, in my opinion.
Very much so, but what a setup show it was.
Oh, very much.
I've been, it's blah, 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 blah. Figure out your words, Malball. Get that pre-workout into your blood. It has been a while since I enjoyed one of their house shows this much from start to finish. Every single match had something interesting happen in it or just something entertaining that
hmm
left me going, huh, that was cool. For the entire show, it was such a pleasure to watch this show.
Yeah, I had a great time watching this one. Like from top to bottom, there was something special about every match, and
Mhm.
it made you feel good. I think maybe there was like one or two that I was like on, but it
Mhm.
overall I came out of this card going, man, that was a really good card.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, start to finish. I mean, the first match, I sent you a funny little message there. Let's get into this one because this was so much fun.
But before we
So
do
much
that,
fun.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Stardom Review. Thank you so much for all the likes, the subscriptions, helping us get to 100 subscribers. We want to
Mhm.
just keep climbing the mountain, and all the great comments. I think we see most of our comments right here for Stardom Review. I think
We
a
do.
lot of our fans have been really engaging us on Stardom Review. I want to thank everybody for all the great comments and support. We love
Mhm.
hearing from you. We love talking Stardom, New Japan, all of it. So please leave your comments below. And also, you can message us on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk on Facebook. It's a little
Mhm.
even more direct way to get a hold of us if you want to ask us about anything to do with New Japan Stardom, whatever. Message us. We are happy to chat with you guys about it. So thank you all so
Mhm.
very very much. And also, give it if you can give a subscription over to our other home at Backbreaker Video with over there with Mike the Ref and all his great content. Check us out over there too. So
Mhm.
we're gonna get into this now.
Yes.
And then we're going to kick it off with a triple threat match with the newest member, really newest full time member of Stardom, and Suzuki. I don't know, I haven't got any confirmation that she signed, but
Mhm.
she has left prominence.
Breaks my heart.
Mm,
Breaks my heart, but I mean, we always know there's going to be those times when those factions are going to have to split off and splinter a little bit, and that doesn't mean that we won't see a prominence reunion at some point. I mean,
no, yeah.
Suzuki is always going to be that deathmatch specialist, and just look at her, how pretty she is.
Hmm.
But as I was mentioning, I sent you a message when I was starting to watch this show at the gym. I was like, "What are they trying to do? Kill the new girls?" Like
Pretty
it was
much.
it literally was like I thought they were putting the lambs to slaughter, let me tell you.
Well,
I
they're
actually
testing them. They're
yeah,
testing.
this match though, I mean, Aya Sakurai, I mean, her entrance is very, very sweet, very cute. You can see the karate style in her with that kick. Hanako
Mm,
is just she's got this charisma and this personality that the crowd
yep.
is really, really into, and I'm really into. I really enjoy her work. Um, the height tease. at the beginning of this match was just hilarious with Hanako. Yeah. It makes me
Oh.
excited to see her and Lady C get into it because they ain't gonna be able to pull that ish on each other. Aya doing the jump and then a
First
couple
lady.
times trying to get to it and then going to Suzuki, hey, get that.
Mm-hmm.
Suzuki trying to get in on that too, and both of them doing the gut kick to bring Hanako down. I absolutely loved it. It was a lot of fun. The torture rack, that is that what that is with across the shoulders that Hanako
Mm-hmm.
does? Getting Aya up there, I mean, Aya knows how to sell already. She's very, very good at that. Really screaming, really doing everything she needed to. Like everything about her selling is already top notch performing. Coming off of that torture act though, I mean, she hit hard and awkwardly on her shoulder. Came down straight sideways instead of taking that back bump.
Mm.
Again, looked really awkward, a little weird. Didn't phase her though. I mean, she just rolled it off and kept doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Aya Hanako exchange, I don't know if you caught on to this in the same way I did, but you could tell that there was a difference between Hanako and Aya wrestling versus Suzu and Hanako or Suzu and Aya. There you could tell the difference in experience
Mm-hmm.
when Suzu was in there versus when it was just Hanako and Aya. It was exactly what I expected, to be honest, out of those two because they are fairly new. So I didn't go in here expecting a Tom Nakano Giulia showdown
No.
kind of match. But considering that they are new, they are performing just as well as the Young Lions in NJPW. Like these
Mm-hmm.
girls are wrestling like they've been doing this for years and they're doing very, very well. But again, you could tell the difference in quality when Suzu was in there because as soon as she got in there, everything was just crisp on as it was supposed to be. Even when there were little mess ups, there was a couple times where Aya's feet came out from underneath her when they weren't supposed to. Suzu just simply went, nah, pulled her up by her hair and got it going back where we were supposed to be going. I really, really enjoyed this opener. The drop kicks that Aya is really trying to battle with in her kind of time here. I feel like that's her beginning story, her
Mm-hmm.
little Waka story, if you will. Suzu just again just brushing off those drop kicks like they nothing. I really enjoyed that spot because like once she finally does get the drop on that drop kick, it's just going to be like pandemonium for the crowd. I absolutely look forward to it. Yeah, at the end there, Suzu hitting a move that I didn't quite know. I
Well,
like it when you do these finishes. So
so
let's
her
go with
the
you.
finish, yeah, the finish. It was her tequila shot, but it wasn't the tequila shot itself.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was essentially a roll through version called the Grand Maestro de Tequila roll.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, like you know how Waka has her rolling tiger suplex.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of in the same vein that
Yeah.
you have this rolling tequila shot, but it's not an actual tequila. It's a tequila roll. It's kind of
Yeah.
just a roll up version. I was like, I like that variation on things that people kind of have that little bit of variation every now and again. It makes for some interesting little plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. So it
100%.
yeah, but I thought actually a really good match, and I really was impressed by Hanako in this
Yeah.
match. Like really, especially when she was in there with Aya, she really got the ability to shine and be dominant. Is really
Mhm.
what you're hoping to see from her.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I really did like that, and
Mhm.
really quite like that. And then um Suzuki, I can't do nothing but praise this lady. She's absolutely phenomenal.
Mhm.
Uh, so just like she hit a running boot in the ropes to Aya, who was seated. It just looked vicious as shit. Like she
Yeah.
just everything she does looks like it kills somebody.
Mhm. Mhm.
This
I
looks like
believe
it's
that was
murdering
actually
them.
the time one of the times where Aya actually lost her footing and fell down, and Suzuki actually had to yank her back up by her hair into the position she wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, it just it's real. I really like it. And there was another really fun spot where I think it was Aya tries to backslide, going to backslide Hanako, and Suzuki just pushes them over and rolls the and like gets stacks on top of both of them.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
actually I really liked that. It was just like it's different. I've seen it before, but it's not like a common spot. That it was
Mhm.
just like I like that. Again, you're just taking advantage of the situation. It was really fun.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Smart wrestling there.
smart wrestling.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we move on to a tag team match. The team of stars, Hanan and Iida, taking on Club Venus's Jessie and Xena. I really like the pairing of Xena and Jessie.
Yes, I
I
agree.
think they work well together. They suit each other. I really do
Mhm.
hope that these two can kind of be the tag team
Mhm.
for Club Venus. Maybe I don't know because
Mhm.
again we're still establishing the team. There's nobody's really been a pair before other than Mina and Waka or Mina and May from just time together.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we'll see who. But I really because if you look at them, they kind of really suit to each other, right? Like they kind
Yeah,
of do.
yeah.
And I think like the powerhouse that is Xena, along with like just a
Mhm.
towering, more built, taller presence of uh Jessie, I think they have a good dynamic there that could
Mhm.
be really effective in this. And like I thought they had a really big dominance in this match too.
Yeah.
Like you
100.
got to see some stuff from Iida and Hanan, but a lot of it was Club Venus in this match.
Mhm.
Like Xena especially was
Oh,
the
yeah.
big dominating force when she was in there. Like going the
Yes.
back and forth chops between Saya when she's just chop, chop, chop. Like just going back and forth between the two chopping. I was like, I really like that. And then
Mhm.
she gets a tornado DDT stepping off of Saya, like pushes off of Saya to hit the tornado DDT to Hanan. I'm like, that was nice. And then she busted out a move I haven't seen in a long, long time. So where you get your opponent up on your shoulder in like a power slam position, then you drop down. Like if you flip them and they're on their back is against your shoulder, it's called a Canadian backbreaker.
Mhm.
But if it's she hit like a shoulder gut buster essentially, dropping
Mhm.
down. It was just like I guess it's a Canadian gut buster. The other one, the Canadian backbreaker. But yeah, I haven't seen like somebody do that drop in backbreaker or drop in gut buster in a long time. And she
Mhm.
busts out like kind of an old move, and I'm like, wow, I've never seen it. It's just cool to see like somebody pull out old moves out of the pocket. And I really did like
Mhm.
that. But um yeah, in the end though, Xena hitting the Thunderstruck, which is the off the shoulders double knee gut buster, pulls the win on
Mhm.
Iida. But Iida actually, I thought she was gonna steal a win here
Yes.
because
Yeah, right before that, yeah.
Xena had her up on her shoulders, and Iida slides down into Iida and gets the Iida Bashi, and I'm thinking, oh my god, are they gonna steal this one? But no,
Mhm.
but yeah, in the end, Xena gets the Thunderstruck. But I thought actually a really good dominant showing from Jessie and Xena, while also giving Hanan and Iida enough to not make them look like jobbers.
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
yes. This was a brawl for the ladies here. Um, just to get the pretty stuff out of the way, Xena's entrance skirt with all the little rings hanging off of it was like amazing. I absolutely love that outfit on her. I also really like how Ida's hair is looking right now, where it's kind of like that caramel brown with the hint of green in it, and then the pink undercut.
Mhm.
Really, really like that look on her. I did really like the green when she had the whole green, like in the picture here, but like I feel like the brown it matures her a little bit more. It makes her
Mhm.
look less. I don't want to say like a child, but like with the green hair, she does look really young, almost childlike. So I do like how her look is evolving. The spot at the beginning where Jessie, as you mentioned, very, very tall, um,
Mhm.
very much
Oh
so teasing Ida about her height. Ida not backing down though.
no.
She's like a little tiny chihuahua. She's a real muscle chihuahua here. I'm sorry, Ishimori. She's got more bite than you right now.
Mhm.
Um, the one thing I said about Xena in this one, she came in like a one woman army. Like Jesse and her worked well together, but she didn't need Jesse there to take care of everything. She chopped the heck out of Hanan and Ida. And that, as you had mentioned, that DDT combo there was absolutely incredible. Hanan managing to actually judo toss Xena, and it looked like she had to muscle her up a little bit because they were very, very close to the ropes. So she didn't have a lot of room to really get that toss over, but she still
Hmm.
managed to muscle her over, which was really impressive for me from Hanan. Um, I don't know what to call what it is that Xena did in this thing. I just wrote it down as what I thought it might be. There was that point where her and Iida were having that kind of power off fight together,
Hmm.
and Xena was able to get Iida up across her shoulders and spin her around in almost that like satellite DDT kind of thing that Kanemaru
Like
does.
an airplane spin.
No, like where she hopped her up, spun her around, and got her into that sit down sidewalk slam thing that she did.
Okay, yeah,
Where
yeah,
she
yeah.
struggled when she got her up there because it was almost like Ida lost her momentum when she was coming up, so she was just sitting like
Mm.
a sack of potatoes around her hips like a hula hoop. But again, Xena's so strong, able to get her exactly where she needed her,
Mm-hmm.
and then even stalled her before the sidewalk slam.
And and and
Really, really
and
cool.
and the biggest point about that, like Ida, she is small, but she's a built girl, so
Oh
she can't
yeah.
be that light. You know what
Oh
I mean? For
no.
how stock she might be small,
She's
like
compact.
in height, but she's built. So if she's not like if she's potato like sack of potatoes, yeah. Like, I don't think she did it intentionally, but
No.
if that happens, it's going to be a lot to lift her. Like Hanan would have ended up
100%.
dropping her. Like somebody would not without the strength would have ended
Mhm.
up dropping her easy.
100%. But Xena, nay, 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 nay. She got
Nay,
her where
nay.
she needed to. And again, as I said, she stalled her before dropping her into that sit out sidewalk slam. Very super impressive match. I actually really, really, really like this match. And I've been a huge fan of Club Venus since they started. This has really solidified my fandom of Club Venus for like ever. Like this was such a great little Club Venus sign up there. Yeah, this one was just oof. Just from the first one to the next one, I really, really like this match.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous. So
Hmm.
we move on. Six woman tag match. Queen's Quest. Miyu Amasaki, Saya Kamitani, Utami Hayashishita taking on God's Eyes, Ami Sohrei, Mirai, the New Eras, and Syuri.
Hmm.
I'm gonna let
Hmm.
you take this one because I know how big you're a huge God's Eye fan and your Tommy love is off the
Oh
charts.
yes. The thing I love about Utami is her look. She's had the same gear for a while, but her hairstyle and her makeup, she's constantly changing, constantly evolving. So every time she comes out, she looks fresh. She looks new, even though she's not.
Hmm.
She's just the same gear, the same ball kind of jersey or the same coat. But because she does these little subtle changes, just like Giulia, except for Giulia does like the whole outfit change. It's that kind of like new freshness that keeps her kind of still being talked about even when she's in these matches like this. Because I felt Utami was actually pretty Minoru Suzuki in this one. She was pretty quiet in this match in comparison to all the other participants. Um,
I honestly, I don't think I took a single note that involved her.
I,
Like,
I only remember her getting involved at one point
oh,
where she was trying to make a save for Miyu, but otherwise, I felt like this match was predominantly Miyu,
the
a
torture
showcase for
axe
Miyu.
spot where her and Ami both got torture axe and they ran into each other. That's
Yeah,
the only note I have for Tommy in this entire match.
yeah, she was kind of the quiet riot in this one. She didn't do a
Yeah.
whole lot. And that makes me wonder maybe what they're preparing her for, what they're trying to save her for, which makes me very excited.
Cam?
Um, God's Eye, though, I gotta say, this is for the Powerpuff Girls. Every time I hear them coming out, I don't care what music they're coming out to. It's dun 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 da, 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 da. It's the Powerpuff Girls. But
Don't get
this
us
is the
copyrighted.
most united that I have ever seen God's Eye, and the most in sync that I have ever seen God's Eye. They're looking the same, they're wrestling the same. They feel like the team that they originally formed finally. It's taken them a bit to get there, but it's really, really great to see. Really liking Miyu's new gear, Miyu Amasaki's new gear with the little
Hmm.
tassels hanging off of her shin pads and stuff. Really, really fun outfit. Um, Mirai got her music played today. I really enjoyed that. Usually, when we see God's Eye come out, they're coming out to Suri's music, but we got Mirai's music because I think because she just won the Cinderella tournament, they're kind of putting her out there as the little showcase, which I appreciate. Um, yeah, Miyu and Mirai had some really good, just straight up wrestling at the beginning of this match. The
Hmm.
exchanges they had, the reversals they were having. Mirai, obviously the bigger, stronger one of the two, easily getting Miyu into some submissions that she didn't want to be in. Miyu showing her skill and being able to escape from some of them. Really, really enjoyed that. Saya Kamitani versus Ami in this. Anytime these two get into the ring together, I just love it. It's absolute magic. These two just go at it. I really want to see them face off again. I know we've seen them face off a few times. Once for the Wonder of Stardom Championship, and I believe another time in the Cinderella tournament. I would love to see them go again.
Hmm.
Even though I know Kamitani can't go for her future of Stardom Championship, I would still love to see them fight again in the future, whether it's in a tag team bout or solely. Um,
Hmm.
the machine gun chops that Ami does, I just love it with her hair now. It just the hair keeps flying everywhere every time she does it, and then throwing Kamitani into the ropes and feeding her the double chop. Again, all hair coming up over it. I really am digging Ami's new look with that long blonde hair. It really sets her apart from the rest of her team, who Suri's got that chopped hair as well as Mirai. Um, yeah, again, as I mentioned, Utami surprisingly quiet in this one. I only remember seeing her get into to tank somebody off into the corner and not really being too involved in this match. Andre, what do you think about this one?
I really had a fun time with this one. Again, I know I've been critical on Godzilla in the past and never really sucked me in, but over the last while, especially with Mirai's run in the Cinderella tournament, she
Hmm.
really turned me around on her. I'm still not super into the faction as a whole, but I
Hmm.
think they're doing a great job. I just have one thing. So you compare them to Powerpuff Girls, right?
Yes.
So does
The
that make
blonde one is supposed to be the blue one, though.
Konami Bliss then the fourth Powerpuff Girl from the new series?
Sure.
The
Sure, we'll
one
go
that
with
not
that.
is she the so she's the one that not everybody likes because they're like, oh, we don't want more.
And we'll just say Inaba is the professor.
There you go. Oh Jesus Christ, that
I mean, she's wearing the white outfit already. She's kind of looking like a lab coat, right?
it
She's the
makes
professor.
sense. It makes sense. So if Konami gets purple gear, it'll make everything perfect then.
Hey, I mean, she did wear the purple gear in Oedo tie. She should already have it.
Yes. Bust it out, then you can be officially blessed. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal match. Mirai again, always impressing me.
Mhm,
Syuri, like I watched her in UFC. Like I will always be impressed by her. I'm just not a
mhm.
super big fan of her in ring
Fair.
because she like when you put her in the ring with the right people, I think she's absolutely tremendous.
Mhm, mhm.
I
That's fair.
I think when like Konami and her match, absolutely tremendous. Her with Chihiro, absolutely tremendous. Just here, I think she was just kind of there as in the match for me
Mhm,
personally,
mhm.
and
A
she
lot
had
of her time was in with Kamitani, wasn't it?
yeah, and they did really well together. But it's just I don't know. For me, she just be with the right people. But like, I love the one big spot I read for her was everything is Syuri.
Yep. Yep.
I
And
don't know.
she really sweeps that leg.
Oh, very much so. But Mirai though, I got to go back to Mirai. That
Mhm.
she's just impressed me every time, and I love that wheelbarrow half Nelson slam. It's
Yeah.
just I've it's a move you've never seen out of anybody do before, and just her turning into what it is. I just love the execution of it, and it looks great. And then at the end of this match, Miyu really fighting back gets that pendulum DDT, but then she gets
Mhm,
picked up and like almost angle slammed into the mat by Mirai and
mhm.
hits and just almost gets her head taken off with a lariat. And then she gets get counted for two, and then Mirai applies Miramare, then rolls it into the center, and gets the submission victory. Absolutely tremendous finish, I thought.
I agree. I thought it was a fantastic match.
hmm So we move on to an 8-woman
Wow.
tag match. It is Oedo ties Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, Ruaka, Saki Kashima taking on Donna Del Mundo's Giulia, Maika, Mai Sakurai, and Theko. Okay, I need to say one thing here. I think Mai needs to drop her last name
I agree.
because she doesn't fit into the scheme. Because it's Giulia, Maika, Thekla, and then Mai Sakurai. Either be Mai or be Sakurai, one or the other.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. Because look at the last member who just left, Himika.
Hemaka. It's
Right?
except for Mai,
I
it's
agree. The
all one
Lady
name.
Mai. The Lady
Yeah,
Mai would be
the
a perfect title for her.
mm-hmm. It would just be more like simple. Like I don't think they call her lady because you already have a lady C. I think it would be more momos, more
Her
more
ladyship, then. Her
yeah,
ladyship.
her ladyship. My yeah, that would make more like again it would work into the schema because I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, she's the only one that the name doesn't work into the scheme. But
Hey, who knows? Maybe she'll kind of evolve into another character and she'll change her name entirely.
so this is another kind of Oedo tie early match where like Ruaka hits um Mai with the case, and it was literally right in front of the ref, and nothing happened. I'm just like, ah. And then they go to the outside, and it's just brawling in the crowd. The was it Mai gets like sandwich hit with the pipe and the bat by Momo and Tora,
hmm
and like Micah does like is like airplane spinning Saki on the floor, and
Yeah.
then it cuts away back to Smoke. So then it cuts back to them, and Saki's got Micah like face first on a table, and she's taking Rossi Ogawa's hand and smacking Micah with Rossi Ogawa's hand. I was just like, that's just great. And
That
then
was funny.
it was just a great little spot, like because Rossi's there and Oedo Tai is like this rebel group. It's like I loved it. I absolutely loved that.
hmm
But
hmm
yeah, and then my Sakurai getting thrown into the chairs. So they
Thekla
get
getting
back.
thrown into the chairs.
Thekla getting thrown into the chairs. Yeah, again, it's
Even Micah. Micah got thrown into. Everyone got into the chairs, I think.
did they okay? Well, I don't remember seeing them. I only saw two. I only remember seeing two chair spots, but
The only
I
reason I
could.
remember Micah getting thrown in there is because I thought she was laughing. When
Oh,
she was
okay.
sitting on the floor, she was holding her arm and it looked like she was going, ha 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 ha. Ha. I was like, why are you laughing about that? You
Hmm.
just got thrown into the crowd.
Yeah, I gotta give big props to Thekla. I think this girl is absolutely
Oh.
tremendous. We've been talking about her forever.
hmm
And that like just the fact that she gets like the leg lock in the ropes, but then another one comes up, she kicks him in the face and pulls a second one in, and she gets that leg lock in the ropes, that hanging choke thing to Raka
Yes,
and
on
to
Saki and Ruaka.
yeah. Again, I really just like the little variations there. Like it's again the move she always does, but then she kind of takes it up a notch, does a double, and then like I just and when she put an octopus onto Momo Momo Kogo or Momo Watanabe at one point in this match,
hmm
and it just looked absolutely tremendously locked in. Like
Yeah.
just it looked really strong, like
hmm
absolutely phenomenal. Momo, dang those kicks she gives. There's a point where she's in with
Full
Giulia
snatches.
and she kicks her in the chest and it backs Giulia up towards the corner. And then she runs in and runs drop kicks her in the corner, and then Giulia drops to her ass, and then she runs and hesitation drop kicks her in the corner again. And it was just like dang, and then a suplex out, and it was just
hmm
like she's so it looks like it kills them. The drop
Yeah.
kicks look murderous. The kicks look murderous. It
hmm
just yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Tora took Tora, like the gear alone, the
Oh,
upgrading
yeah.
gear, I have absolutely loved. I love that it's the looser fitting gear on her, and it just gets this, and I think it just looks that much better than her old gear, in my personal
hmm
opinion. And I'm
100%.
I'm not an expert on women's fashion. I just to me it suits her better. It looks good. It looks good hanging off of her in a way.
Mhm. It's very
It just
unique.
yeah, and again, as a bigger person myself, I like clothes that hang off me in a certain way, and I think it
Mhm,
helps to like how I look. Not to say that she looked bad in her other gear. It just
mhm,
I think for me as a bigger person, how I feel to it, I like stuff that hangs off me, not
mhm.
clings to me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And again, I think it
100%.
suits her because she's a bigger person, so it suits her with it hanging off her instead of clinging to her. And
Mhm.
I really like the gear. It looks really good on her. Um,
Mhm. I have to
yeah.
agree. As someone who used to be a bigger person, having the gear looser at certain parts and tighter at certain parts, it brings attention to certain areas that
Hmm.
you want people to look at and away from areas that you don't want people to look at. But yeah, I agree with you. Overall, her look is like unique, but still the same color scheme, so it fits in with Oedo Tai perfectly. It's like her way of having her own independent personality within the faction while still identifying with the faction.
Hmm. Very much so. It again, it just it gives her, and it refreshes her too.
Mhm.
Like everybody that's been putting new gear on, Micah with the hair and the new gear, Giulia
Mhm.
with the new gear, Psycho still got her old gear, but I think she always looks good. And
She
then my,
constantly evolved, yeah.
but she's constantly evolved. There's always little tweaks to things for Thecla.
Mhm.
My with the new gear, again,
Mhm.
it's just refreshing a person and making you really take stock of them again. And I really
Mhm.
that's why like I love Saki, but her gear has always been basically the same. I think an overhaul in Saki Kashima's gear. I know she changed it.
Okay.
I know
Mhm.
she has a little
They're
bit different.
always subtle.
But
Always subtle, but it's
I
always wrong.
think I don't know. I just think a bigger shift would make her stand out a little more.
100%.
Again, it's all personal opinion. But at the end of
Mhm.
this match, everyone's attacking each other, drop kicking kicks. Then Micah hits a twisting power slam. This this, it was a weird like I don't know. I call it a twisting power slam. I'm not exactly sure what it was. It looked like it it's like and then she hits that spinning lariat onto Saki Kashima, and then a Michinoku driver picks up the win, or Michinoku driver 2 and picks up the win. Absolutely
Mhm.
phenomenal match.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, hot minute in this match, Micah was just getting her butt handed to her. Eating that
Mm-hmm.
cannonball on the lower rope from Tora, then followed up by that flying crossbody from Ruaka, who then rolled her through. And then was it that is it that Meteora that Momo does that double knee? Yeah, eating that from Momo and still kicking out. I mean, holy heckin' crap. Micah is just an absolute powerhouse. But again, for the beating that she took throughout this match, coming back at the end to win it for her team was just the cherry on top there. Really liking the evolution of Oedo Tai's look. Also, I know you mentioned Kashima it hasn't really changed too much, but the purple roots for Momo and the hair change is a really nice kind of subtle change. If I'm not mistaken, there were some subtle changes also on Momo's gear. When she like
Subtle.
when yeah, nothing major. Like I think there was just like a sleeve or something missing. Maybe it got ripped or something, but the subtle change was really nice. Ruaka's hair is constantly changing color. I absolutely love it, despite her not really changing her gear. I actually really like her gear, and I feel that
Oh
it
yeah,
suits her very well. So I'd rather see her have it
yeah,
than lose it.
because I like the yellow. That's the yellow or orange, whatever it is. It's like a
The
yellowy
orange, yeah,
orange. Yeah, it's like a yellow. It stands out within a weight of
yeah,
tie where it's still the gear look. It's just she has the purple accent to it and the black.
yeah,
It still works to their kind of look, but it makes her
yeah,
stand out from her. Same as Tora,
exactly.
it works to their scheme, but it gives her her own identity. And for Waka, I don't think she needs to change and look because I think it looks
No.
good again. Yeah.
100%. 100%. The orange on that outfit actually complements her skin tone and the colors that she puts in her hair
Hmm.
very well. So yeah, I don't want to see that gear change because it right now is just absolute perfection. 10
Hmm.
out of 10 there. I love Tora's new hair color. That bright purple to represent the Oedo tie. I mean, next time you see a Mel ball, that's exactly what I'm gonna have too. I'm dyeing my hair bright purple tomorrow. We're gonna have some fun with that. But this match was a lot of fun, especially at the end. The final sign off, we got a middle of the show sign off from her ladyship, Miss Mai Sakurai. Did you write down everything she said? Because holy, I was funny. I was laughing.
I did for mine. Mine calls the people commoners, and then
Mhm.
calls Oedo Tai common Tai. Like
Oh,
she takes a shot at them, calling them
yeah,
commoners,
yeah.
and then she says they will eat the finest hitsu mabushi, but
Mhm.
you commoners go home and then eat some miso nikomi udon. I don't know about Japanese food, so I'm literally okay. So you're one thing you're going to learn right now. I'm researching what these foods are right here on stream because I have no idea what these are unless you know.
I feel like udon is a kind of soup.
Okay, here I just posted both in.
Because when I
So
get
the
chicken
miso
udon noodle
nakomi
soup, it's
odon.
usually chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a ramen almost, but like a mix
Yeah.
with got egg and other stuff in. Okay, so it's a
Yum
soup.
yum.
Yeah, it's a noodle soup. Yes, and
Mhm.
then hitsumabushi is it's a grilled eel, Nagoya style grilled eel.
Hmm. I
Okay,
think I'd rather go with the soup, honey.
I'd go with the eel actually. I'd like to try the eel. I would actually. The eel looks more appealing to me than the soup when I look at it. So
I will pass.
yeah, but I guess the higher class eats the eel.
Pinkies out, pinkies out. It was a fun sign off, which I really enjoyed, and I love that Mai has her own little pose now, and that the rest of her team attempted to pose with her. I don't know
Well,
what in the
Julia's.
world Giulia was doing there, but
I
was
love
what it was.
Well, I think her dropping the title like it's the same thing with Syuri. It's allowing her to be kind of goofy and have a little fun rather than
Yeah,
having to be the representation of the company. Like she gets to be goofy and do it like a weird like yoga style tree pose, and it was just
yeah,
like
Captain Morgan, if you will.
yeah, I really did enjoy it. I liked that little end there. Yeah.
Was very, very fun.
But we move on to a high speed tag match with mismatched partners. You got Koguma and Starlight Kid taking on Azumi, the current high speed champion, and May Sarah. I don't
I
have a
mean,
lot. I was gonna say I don't have a lot for this because a lot of high speed is hard to call because there's not a lot of holds, not a lot of like other than cross bodies and drop kicks and that kind of stuff. It's a quick moving strike hit cross body drop kick kind of division.
it's very,
Yeah.
very hard to call and review just because like you would literally be pausing and unpausing every couple of minutes trying to call everything. It's ridiculous. Um, yeah, Starlight Kid and Kaguma, reluctant heroes, but rightfully so. Um, Kaguma stealing Starlight Kid's mask before I would be pissed too. How dare you go into my stuff and touch my stuff? Um, yeah, Kaguma trying real hard to be friendly though. I mean, she tried the whole match to be friends with her partner. And like it was a funny dynamic and a funny story for me to watch.
I don't know how much of a friend she was being that when she tagged in for the first time, she hit Starlight Kid in the head to tag
I think
in.
that was accidental. I don't.
No, because
Starlight Kids though was intentional. Holy
yeah,
shit!
I don't know because she smacked her pretty good in the head. So Starlight Kid came back when she tagged back in to smack Koguma pretty good in the head too for the tags.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there was a spot
It
where
was.
yeah. Oh,
No,
good.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, there's a great spot where Koguma gets Azumi down and then pulls Starlight Kid over, puts her on top, makes her do the bear clutch, which is the
Yes,
camel clutch with the bear pose. It was just, and
yes,
like
I have that written down. Yeah,
You can see Starlight Kid like just like no, and it was
yeah.
just
I
like
wrote down arguably Starlight Kid in more pain than Azumi.
oh, it was so freaking funny. Oh my god. Oh, dude, this
Yeah,
match
yeah.
was really quite funny while being this like super fast, awesome technic like not tech
Mhm.
awesome like high speed hitting match. I
Yeah,
absolutely loved
yeah.
it. Um Starlight Kid, that twisting frog splash that she does, I love it. It just looks smooth as she comes
So good.
off. But yeah, the end of the
Yeah.
match did end up in a 15-minute time limit draw, so we did not get a winner here.
Mm-hmm. And arguably, both teams a little bit hesitant to being partners because I believe isn't Sarah challenging Azumi for the high speed championship.
May
So
4th. Oh.
yeah, so she was like having no problem teaming with Azumi, but Azumi, well, yeah, got a little attitudey throughout the match, and that's what we know and love about Azumi,
Hmm.
though. Very serious about her wrestling. Um, did not take a lot of convincing for Sarah to do the Kaguma ears with Kaguma at the beginning there. Like it was almost like, hey, you want to do this? Yeah, sure, yeah. Like no effort required there. Really, really fun. I really enjoyed at the beginning there Azumi and Kaguma's little trade off, their little high speed spot where Azumi tricked Kaguma into thinking she was going to do the kick and then waiting for her to move her arms and actually performing the kick, which Kaguma tricked Azumi with the exact same thing later in the match, which I personally appreciate. It's one of
Hmm.
those you try this, I try it back at you, girl. Um, the head scissors arm drag that Azumi did on Starlight Kid and Kaguma, where she pretty much came off the ropes, hooked Starlight Kid for the head scissors, and the drag for Kaguma was just brilliant. She's so good.
Hmm.
She's so quick. Um, the end there, though, where Sarah and Kaguma are having that little exchange, and Sarah getting so much height. She got that Kevin Knight height on Kaguma there, nearly scalped her. She kicked her over her head, let alone in
Hmm.
her face. That was super, super crazy. This was a fun match. Very fun high speed match.
I thought it was like a great high speed match. Just to
Mm-hmm.
watch these women just speedy like run around and just kick the crap out of each other was awesome.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Very, very fun match.
So we move on to another tag team match. It stars Hazuki, Mayu, the IWGP titleless Mayu Iwatani taking on Neo Stardom Armies, Nana Takahashi and Yuna Mizumori. Yeah. Why is Mayu the champion if she's not even gonna wear the belt to the goddamn ring?
I was going to say, this is the second time that she's come to the ring without that championship, isn't it? Now, this begs the question. I know that it is, because Mercedes Monet did get to take it around when she was the champion.
Mm-hmm.
My question becomes, is this like a thing where maybe they don't want her walking around with the title, or maybe they're, because like I remember locally there was that now defunct local company that we met at that they had the same thing. The champions weren't allowed to take the championships off the property because wah, the owner was weird.
Oh, that
Is it
was due to one other person. I know
well,
why that happened.
obviously it just takes one person to mess it up for everybody else, but like is that maybe a same situation here, or is there maybe some do they did
But
she lose it? Did she pull a Chris Jericho and leave it at a Japanese Waffle House? We don't know. um yeah, I do find it odd that
what's
the
a
champion
Japanese
came down
Waffle
without the
House?
belt, though.
What's a
Was that
Japanese Waffle House?
I don't know.
is it different from an American Waffle House? That's the question.
I'm going to assume, I mean, the Japanese McDonald's are pretty different from the American McDonald's.
I need to look
But
up and see
yeah.
if Japanese
um
Waffle Houses are real.
I didn't have a whole ton of notes on this match. I just had a few like more questions than anything. But what I did have written down is, Yuna Mizumori is just undeniably amazing. I really, really enjoy her in ring wrestling. I enjoy her personality. I feel like she's such a joy to watch wrestle. Um, there was a stereo dives by Mayu and Hazuki onto Nane and Nane and Yuna, which was really, really good. I love those stereo dives from Stars. I really felt that Mayu was taking a beating on the inside of the ring there for a bit with Yuna, while Nane was beating the holy heckin' crap out of Hazuki on the outside there. Um, not a whole lot more for me, except for the question for you, Andre. I started thinking about this. because I could see there was a lot more wider shots in this match, so you could see the banners of all the factions in Stardom
Hmm.
in the background. And my question becomes, who are the actual heel factions within Stardom? Is it just Oedo Tai and maybe a little bit of Neo Stardom Army?
Oh, it's definitely Queen's Quest.
Queen's Quest is not a heel faction.
I know, I'm joking. I think honestly, like,
We don't have any
we'll get to
real
it after
fucking
the main.
heels.
Well, after the main event, there's a possibility of a third with some
Yes,
of the
yeah,
comments. It's possible, depending on which way they go with it.
that's true. That's true.
But as of right now, yeah, it's just Oedo Tai and Neo Stardom Army.
But will we still consider Neo Stardom Army a full heel? Because they do play to the crowd quite a bit, especially Nane. So like, is that heel? Like, are they maybe a neutral faction, like Lij,
Yeah,
to kind of walk that line?
I think they're more neutral. You're right. I think they're in the neutral category.
Yeah. So it's like we need, and I'm thinking about the dynamic also. NJPW. I mean, Bullet Club is really the only true heel faction in there, whereas everyone else either walks the line or are kind of like a face faction. I'd like to see some more bad guys kind of come out of this. Maybe see Nane stop playing to the crowd a little bit, start being a little bit more of a bitch.
Well, the real heel faction in New Japan is Chaos because all they do is make me angry sometimes.
I don't think that qualifies as making them a heel faction.
Well, they are in my eyes lately. Jesus. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it's
Mhm.
a way to tie alone, really. But we'll talk about we can talk a little more about this after we
Yeah,
get
we'll
through the
we'll
main
get to the
event.
main and we'll have a chat about that.
Yeah, but I really thought this was a good match. I really
Mhm,
did. I thought like Mayu Itani is just so smooth. There's a spot where Mayu's brawling with Nane. She gets the top rope, or there was a second rope double stomp.
mhm,
But Nane ends up fighting back, and Mayu tries to go for her crucifix bomb, but Nane won't go. So she turns it into like a sunset flip, but
mhm.
Nane still won't go. So she just readjusts and dude busters the hell out of her, and I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Yuna puts on the Billy Goat's curse, which is the reverse Walls of Jericho, where she's facing the same way as the
Mhm.
person getting the move put on him. So I was like, oh, I haven't seen one of those in a while. I was like, yeah,
A half dingle
yeah.
dangle.
Well, no, it's not the dingle dangle. She didn't
A
lift her.
half dingle
Have to.
dangle. A half dingle.
Okay, the half dingle. Okay, yeah, but as it is known, the Billy Goat's curse.
Such a mouthful. Half dingle.
Oh God, you did not know what I just thought off of you saying that, but okay. In the end, though, Mayu turns a Death Valley driver by Yuna into a poison rana and gets the
Mhm,
jackknife roll up to get the win.
mhm, mhm. I wish I could understand what was with the interaction happening between Mayu and Nane afterwards was because after the bell, we start to hear the bell going crazy again, and the camera swings out to see Hazuki and Nane um, still fighting in the crowd, and Nane very like I've always questioned Nane and her activity post matches, especially like when we've seen them with God's Eye, how she starts smacking about Mirai, especially afterwards. She did the exact same thing with Hazuki here, except for Hazuki not Mirai, and like sitting there with a smile with it. Hazuki goes, no, bish, I hate you
Yeah.
and not backing down from her at all. We could see Hazuki get back into the ring, whisper something to Mayu. Mayu starts laughing and then gets up and starts beaking at Nane. Again, I wish I could understand what they were saying.
And she's pointing at her non-existent goddamn title.
Yeah. It's like,
She's pointing at her
uh,
hips, indicating the title means like maybe she's saying, "Let's go, let's fight for the belt," but she's not pointing at anything. She's not wearing the goddamn title.
Yeah, then that's the joke. I don't know. Maybe it's this is an angle that they're working on with this. But yeah, I really don't like that. Mercedes took that belt to movie premieres that she
TV,
was working.
TV. It was a Disney Plus show
Okay,
premiere
wait,
for The Mandalorian.
it's a big red carpet. All right. That
Yeah,
belt has been more fancy places than Mayu probably has at this
Rosario
point.
Dawson literally got into a tug of war with it with Sasha or with
Yeah,
Monet.
there's no reason why
So
someone challenging for it shouldn't be able to lay eyes on it, you know?
mhm.
So that may and again, though maybe that's the story that they're going to be plugging here, I don't know. But yeah, I was disappointed to not see the title. There would I like to see Mayu and Nane fight for it? I'm not gonna
Imagine.
lie, not really. But I could understand why Nani would want to try. I mean, she is the first ever Stardom's champion. It would make sense for her to try to maybe get that Grand Slam kind of thing up there, right?
And for the biggest thing is like I think you gotta imagine that Maya's gonna defend at Dominion.
Hmm. I hope so. I mean, it
So
would make sense too.
for a storyline purpose, for Chris and Kevin to tell a story in a match, who better than Nane Takahashi, the original? They can tell the story of the original Stardom champion,
Hmm.
this woman who's been in this business for 20 plus years, who's
Hmm.
coming in to challenge Mayu, the start one of the star another Stardom original for this
Hmm.
title in New Japan of all places. Like just imagine the story that Chris and Kevin could craft in just on
Hmm.
commentary in that match. If that's the match, if that's what they're aiming to, I would love to see. Like, I would love to see it just for the story involved
Hmm.
more than
That being
anything.
said, we have seen some legendary builds with this championship with Kyrie, with Mayu, with Mercedes. Um, I would like to see if that's what we're going to get. I would like to see Nane step up her promo game. I
Mm.
don't feel that she has, despite being the original champion, I don't feel that her promo or her speaking game has been on the top that it could be. If
Mm.
she is planning on going after this could be a tremendous opportunity for her to re-elevate herself.
Oh, very, very much so.
Hmm.
I think it should be a really good story to tell, like
Hmm.
especially from the commentary perspective. I think the story that Chris and Kevin could tell us about the history of these two, because again, you got to remember, Mayu started at when Stardom started. Nani
Hmm.
was there training her, was
Hmm.
like she was training people in that dojo. So
Hmm.
Mayu has been worked with Nani early on in career. There's a story to tell.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we also got to keep in mind that a lot of NJPW fans probably won't know who Nane Takahashi is. They may have some semblance of an idea who Mayu is, but they might not know who Nane is. So having that story to tell on commentary will help add to the authenticity and the excitement of the match, 100%.
And for the Japanese crowd, for a lot of some people that might be there, some of them may be smarter and realize who Nane is because she has
Mm-hmm.
been around a long time in Japan. So for her
Mm-hmm.
to be stepping on into Dominion against Mayu, I think for a Japanese audience alone, even for
Oh
the
yeah,
live
they'll know.
perspective, I think that is a very smart person to put in there.
100%.
But we'll see. There might not even be a women's match at Dominion for all we know.
There needs to be.
There should be
Gato fixed
100%.
it.
Get it, Gato. We move on to the main event of the evening. It's the Cosmic
Hmm.
Angels, Natsupoi, Sayori Yanu, and Tam Nakano taking on Club Venus's Mariah May, Waka Tsukiyama, and Mina Shirakawa.
Hmm.
Waka does not do the dance. She
She
just
tried.
she went
She
like the
tried
she
this
did
part.
she went
Yeah, she tried the part that's easy to do in that. And I'm not gonna lie, like I love the dances, but like I recorded that dance and watched it like multiple times after. I'm like, that is a little, as someone who doesn't have a dance background, which I think Waka does not, it is difficult to pick up. I mean, Cosmic Angel's entrance was a lot more complicated when they were doing it.
but they
Cosmic
didn't do a
Angel is
dance.
not doing their dance.
Yeah. Again, very confused. So in the
Mhm,
intros, Mina does the intros for her team, and she
mhm.
calls Waka. I think I got this right. The Moonlight Fantasy.
Yeah,
I got it right. Okay, I wasn't. I heard Moonlight,
I
but I
think that's right. I
wasn't.
took a
I,
screenshot of the tweet.
I wasn't sure of the second one. And okay, it is
Yeah, Moonlight
fantasy.
Fantasy, yeah.
Okay, I was right. And I got this all from just listening, and I was like, I played it back like 4 times to listen, and I'm just like, I think she said fantasy. So I was
Yeah,
just like, that's cool. I
it
like it.
is, yeah. She
Again,
needs a little nickname, right? She's a part of Club Venus now. You know, we got the Touch of Thunder in Xena, and the Fighting Princess in Mariah May, the Venus in Mina Shirakawa. You know, everyone needs a nickname. I
what
can't
about
remember what
Jessie?
Jesse's is.
That's what I was wondering. What Jessie's?
She did say something for her. I just
I missed it. I
can't
missed it.
understand.
Well, she has a very heavy Japanese accent.
She does, and that, you know, that's my fault for not catching on to it. I know that. But yeah, she did call Jessie something, I just can't remember and couldn't understand, what it was. But the Cosmic Angels, getting back to the match here, Cosmic Angels coming in with new music too. They
Hmm.
came in with new music that removed, Mina Shirakawa's, vocals from the lyrics because she was doing the Cosmic Angels part. Um, so yeah, when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, well, that's a little unfortunate." The attitude also of Cosmic Angels, not what I am used to. Very, very serious for what they usually are. They're usually more bubbly, usually more happy. It's not to say that they weren't bubbly and happy. I mean, Poi is just like her picture. She's got a perpetual cutesy smile on her face, but they weren't acting what I usually expect out of them. And I'm also just gonna flat out say it, Sayori, really awkward addition to them in regards to the personalities. Everything that they were trying to do, you know, Natsupoi had to convince her to do with them. You know, anything cutesy or posy or stuff, you know, she'd be like, "Are you serious?" And Poi would be like, "Yeah, yeah, do this," and she'd be like, "Okay." You know, it felt weird, and I go back to how we're kind of feeling about NJPW and the six man never open weight championships. I'm kind of getting the same feel from the Cosmic Angels group in this, and that is kind of like, I don't want to say a mismatched team thrown together, but like they worked well together, but Aori or Sayori does,
She sticks out like a sore thumb.
she really does, like a really tall, pretty sore thumb. Um, yeah, you could tell a lot of frustrations taken out on Waka at the beginning of this match by the Cosmic Angels, really laying in there and beating the holy heckin' crap out of her. Mariah and Sayori having a really fantastic in-ring
Hmm.
exchange. I would love to see those two in a one-on-one match. They've got some really great chemistry, and I really love Mariah May's in-ring presence. Whenever she goes over for a move, she's just like,
Hmm.
I absolutely love it. Every time I hear it, it makes me giggle and like reinvests me even further into the match.
Hmm.
Um, really, really enjoyed when Mina and Tam got in there and they started facing off and they just know each other
Yeah,
so well.
and they're
Was that?
dodging each other's kicks and strikes when they're
Yeah.
ducking and jumping the kicks and strikes. So good, so
So good.
phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah. It just shows like it how well they know each other and how well they train together, how well they work together. When they did start actually going strike for strike, I was like, "No, we're going to see a knockout soon because neither one of these girls knows how to
Hmm.
back down, especially Mina Shirakawa. I mean, she got her jaw shattered and still tried to do the match.
Hmm.
Um, Poi, very savage in this match. I'm not used to seeing a murder fairy. Maybe her and Lance Archer can team up and be like the murder Mohawk fairy thing together. I don't know, but she was
the
savage.
the fairy hawks.
Hey, I mean, I don't think he would be objective to that. I mean, even though she probably comes up to his hip in height, she would be a little savage thing. He could probably
Hmm.
toss her pretty good. Just saying.
Hmm.
Um, Poi, yeah, she was really going in, especially on Waka. I felt in this one, I feel like she was almost targeting her on purpose. Like she was
Oh, she was.
genuinely pissed the hell off with Waka. She caught her with one of those thrust kicks that was pretty much damn near an uppercut. She uppercutted Waka's face with her foot. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah, do you want to come to tell me what you thought about this one, man?
I thought absolutely tremendous. I thought like the intensity off Nat was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when Mina was in there with Tam, it was just absolutely bonkers good.
Mm-hmm.
Those two just so
Angry.
smooth together. And
Mm-hmm.
then Waka, I thought looked really strong in this. While
Mm-hmm.
getting her butt kicked by Nat at points, she did look quite good in this, and that the fact that they gave her a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and but like everybody just like the stiff kicks from Tam and from Nat were just you could see them in both because like both are
Mm-hmm.
insanely pissed off. And yes, I really thought Sayori was a little bit kind of like almost not there
Mm-hmm.
throughout
Mm-hmm.
most of this match again. But yeah, like absolutely tremendous from all six women. Like Sarah, when she was in there, did great. Just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
again, tremendous match, tremendous main event.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, there's a triple German bridging German suplex by Cosmic Angels, but Waka kicks out of Nat's German, and then she hits another bridging German called the Fairy Strain
Mm-hmm.
onto Waka and gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get promos. And this is where everything gets a little bit darker.
Yeah, a little weird,
Darker.
a little awkward, little DC.
So Nat says today Kozuen. She calls them Kozuen. So are they cosmic angels anymore? Or are they Kozuen? Or is it Kozuen just their team, the three of them within Cosmic Angels? Because they're the entirety of Cosmic Angels,
They really are. I don't
except
know.
for like Saki, who's Cosmic Angels affiliated from
Mm-hmm.
Colors. But like, are they changing the name of Cosmic Angels to Kozuen? I don't know, but she kept referring to them as Kozuen. That's how she kept referring to them, not Cosmic Angels. She says, today Cosmic Kozuen beat that team of traders. Kind of harsh, but understandable.
Also, call that the freaking pot painting the kettle, you little black
We'll
fairy.
get to that one. She says, I can't forgive them for betraying us. On May 4th, I challenged for the white belt. And we're on the cover of Weekly Pro Special Edition. That's what she cared about more than the challenge. It was weird. And Tam Chan, congrats on your solo cover. Please look forward to May 4th when I take that white belt and the cover of Weekly Pro again. Weekly Pro is a magazine over there, if you don't know. For not you,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
for the viewers out there. So Mina gets the mic and she says, congrats on Weekly Pro, former trader. So again, kind
Uh-huh.
of taking
And
it.
I want to point to that because
It has.
arguably Natsupoi was a worse traitor to her faction, Donna Del Mondo, than Mina
Mm-hmm.
Shirakawa was. Because at least Mina Shirakawa, one, wrestled the match with her team, two, won the match with her team, and three, was at least respectful enough to tell her team that I am leaving respectfully and, good luck to you, adieu. Natsupoi, you little fairy sparkle thing, you turned on your team and cost your team. You didn't give them the courtesy of saying, hey, I'm not happy. You cost your team the match. You threw Giulia out of an elimination match and yourself, sacrificing yourself, costing your team the match. And then went into the ring and were like, oh, yeah, by the way, yuck, I'm switching sides. Girl,
Yeah.
hot.
So and it,
You are
and it
out,
ha- and it hasn't even been a year since she pulled that shit. That was
right?
last July she pulled that shit, I think. Yeah, it was last
Mhm.
July. So it
Yeah.
hasn't even it's only been 10 months, girl, and you're bitching at somebody for being a traitor. You're still not out of the year yet. So
Mm-mm.
shut up. You've only been part
Yeah,
of
that infuriated me. Yeah.
you've only been part of that team for roughly 10 months. Mina was there from the beginning.
Mhm.
And she left respectfully. Like she got
Mhm.
finished a match and said, "I'm leaving. Me and Claude Venus are separating." But then she
Mhm.
praised her leader. She didn't berate her. She didn't do anything mean. She praised her for being Tam for being as good of a leader as she was.
Mhm.
So there was no traitorness in that. Yes, you left.
No.
It can be considered traitor, but you didn't like leave in any. She didn't leave in a bad way.
Mm.
And
Mm-mm.
she
Not with Paul.
bolstered the ranks of Cosmic Angels with Club Venus's association for 4.5 months. Or four.
Absolutely.
So like
What the hell? Boy, we're
yeah,
gonna need some solidification on your statements there, girl, because like it's not making sense.
yes, I'll admit she stole Waka, but
She didn't steal Waka. She gave Waka the choice of joining or remaining. Waka chose to leave after Tam, no offense to Tam, was very desperate and tried to guilt Waka to stay on the Cosmic
true.
Angels. Mina just said, if you want to come, you can come. If you want to stay, you can stay. Arguably, we've kind of seen the collapse of the good girl Cosmic Angel faction. I think that they might be going into a good girl, bad girl kind of thing. And to be honest, I think they need it.
Yeah, honestly, this is where we were talking about is there heel factions. I think Cosmic Angels could become another heel faction. if
100%.
if Nat and if Nat keeps up this attitude and Tam follows her and Anu just is there, I guess
Hmm.
they could become the bad guy and another set of bad guys for this promotion. I think that is absolutely tremendous because I think a little angry fairy would be awesome.
I mean, arguably, she's like Tinkerbell now. Like, not the Tinkerbell from Disney Channel. That's actually nice that they've tried to like review the like image of like the Peter Pan Tinkerbell that tried to kill Wendy on like multiple occasions. That's the Tinkerbell we're seeing in Poi right now.
Very much so.
Hmm.
So and they go on to say a few more things talking about their match that they're going to have a match, and she says that um where is it Nat can take my place next to Tam, but she can't take the white belt from me. I was like,
Hmm.
ooh. And then she says, I will definitely defend and overcome my dislike for Natsupoi. After I beat Nat, I have even more dreams. I want to fight Tam for the red and white belts and become double champion.
To which Poi responds, "What, you talk a lot for a loser?"
Yep, that's exactly what she said. And she said,
Again, that paint
well,
pot painting that kettle, girl.
she is technically a loser in this match. She can't get mad at her for that. But then the line after it, hurry up and go home, traitor. That's the one. And then calls her Banpoi. What the heck is Banpoi?
I thought I didn't read that one. I just thought she said bye Poi.
No, she said Banpoi.
No idea. I know Poi is a part of her name, but I don't know what she said. I just assumed she was being a snob.
I assume so.
But yeah, yeah, this it kind of like set me in a mood. Like it was a phenomenal match. And the story that's being told here is a very emotional one. For me, when Poi was talking, it kind of elicited that kind of anger in me and annoyance in me, which is good because I want to be emotionally invested in this feud. This is a feud that you and I have been actually speaking about, thinking of coming for quite some time,
Mm-hmm.
arguably since the formation of Club Venus. We've been kind of waiting for this to kind of happen. So I'm actually happy that it's kind of happening. And I'm actually really happy to see that Cosmic Angels are kind of moving towards that heel turn kind of aspect as opposed to the Club Venus, because I feel like Club Venus is actually arguably a little bit more popular than Cosmic Angels just because of how much they play and cater to the crowd. Whereas, like, Cosmic Angels have almost taken a bit more of a step back in this one, where Tam is usually like all over the crowd and drawing her stars and mwah. she really wasn't doing that as much in this match as she usually does in every other match.
And even the weird number one, weird delicious at the end didn't come off like the
Cute.
normal cute. It came off more like we're number one, we're delicious, like
Bitches.
we're delicious. But yeah, like that. That's what it came off.
We're delicious was not we're delicious, bitches.
Yeah, that's how it felt. So it was just like,
Mhm.
yeah, again, I very much am enjoying. Oh, I got one more thing. Seeing where we're going to go with this. So yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Same, same.
So before we get away, I found a really cool picture on Facebook that I just want to show because it was
Mhm.
just I thought it was awesome. My Sakurai with Orlando Bloom at the Osaka Comic Con from today in Japan that we
Yeah,
record or
yeah.
yesterday in Japan from when we recorded this. I just thought it was just, and she's wearing a Mandalorian shirt on top of it all, and
Mhm.
she's hanging out just a fan taking a picture with Orlando Bloom. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, Lady C also posted a picture like this with him
Yeah,
on her
I saw
Twitter.
this one when I was scrolling, and I was just like, huh,
So
okay.
cute.
I was just like, I'm gonna pull it because I just thought it was a cute little
Fans
picture.
you.
Yeah, I just like that. It how do I say this without sounding stupid? It humanizes the people we look at in a
Yeah,
way because it
100%.
it shows her that
100%.
she's just as much a fan of people of other people that we are of her and we are of the
100%.
people that she works with. It just makes me kind of put them more at our level in that sense that she's a
Mhm,
fan of people
mhm.
too. I just kind of love that little picture. I'm just like that's cute.
Mhm. Mhm. 100%.
But we have come to the end of another Stardom review.
Yay! And what a review. I mean, for a house show.
Huh. I
This
just
was pretty
realized
awesome.
Astrid's location's been going across the bottom the entire time. I
Hey, I
forgot to
mean,
change it from
gotta
last
follow
show.
the natural.
So yeah, big shout out to Astrid for that one. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in here. Whether you're tuning in on our channel or over on Backbreaker Video, right up here. If you are checking us out on Backbreaker Video, please check us out on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk on YouTube. But also, please like and subscribe to Backbreaker Video. Lots of great content from ourselves, our buddy Mike. There's um, Astrid and Cody with their show taking over.
Mhm,
A lot of great other content. You can check
mhm,
Mike's stuff out on twitch.tv/Mike the Ref if you want to watch him live doing his stuff. And then offers all his great gaming stuff. Please check out youtube.com/at backbreaker_gaming. Lots of great content there from Mike, PJC, Rick Jules. I'm debating starting to do gaming stuff. I'm not sure. Again, my time is limited, but if I do, that's where it's going to end up. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, all them, and please like and subscribe to that channel. But if you are over there, please check out Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk at youtube.com/at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. And if you are already there, please like, subscribe, and comment down below because we want to hear from you.
mhm, mhm. And before I forget, because I always do, if you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, you can go to the link in the description box below. It is www.stardom-world.com. It is approximately 990 yen, or the perfect 10 in Canadian. Well, actually, more, yeah, sorry, 7. Perfect 7. We're going to go with 10 because we love Sean's figures here. Um, that being said, my friend, if you people want to follow you on social media, where are they going to find you?
Right along the bottom, Twitter, Mastodon, and Hive at that Canada guy. Instagram at that Canada dude. On YouTube at Andre Melba Wrestling Talk.
Yes. And if you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can find me on Twitter at Collins Melball. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. And also on Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk Facebook fan page. You can also find me on our local establishment with Paramindful, the amazing Carl Carafel, and Alex the Werewolf every other Monday. And you can also find me on Our Ladies Wrestling Showcase on Astrid Pizarro's YouTube page. Andre, you just recorded a new Marvel talk also for our local establishment. Tell us about it.
This past Sunday, myself with OLED, along with our special guest Cody Defoe, we got
Defo, defo.
together and we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We talked about all the characters in the movie. We didn't break the movie down scene by scene. We just kind of went through talking about the character arcs of all the characters in the movie, talking about what we loved and what we didn't love about the movie, which I really didn't have any didn't love because I loved that movie. It made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me feel everything I felt. And we talk about it, we break it down. So please come check that out over on youtube.com/at our local establishment.
Yes. And Andre, is there anything else you want to say to the beautiful people?
I don't, but thank you so very, very much for tuning in and comment, and please comment down below because this is the show we receive most of our comments for, and we want to hear from you. We love hearing from you. Tell us what you think about this past show, and we will be back this coming Friday talking the May 4th Golden Week show. What can I remember what the name of that show was called? It is called. I'm scrolling up to it. It's called Fukuoka Magami Denetsu 2023. That was so underwhelming.
Oh, that was great. That was
I did
great.
not practice that enough.
And that being said, everyone. Oh, get it together. Get it together. I am your Melbo. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah.